Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 16 updates and spoilers. It's Homer Saturday, and we have 3 house guests of the day. We have Jemima Thompson, we have Amir Mones, and we have Jinjack. And I'm pretty sure I just went 0 for 3 on pronouncing your names, so I apologize. Alright, so Jemima Thompson wants, Jemima Thompson is a big Jocasta fan, and I have to say, I really enjoyed Jocasta's diary room sessions. I just wish we would have seen more of that when she was not in the diary room, and I wish she played the game a little more. Amir wants to know, who do I think is going to make the final 2? I was really thinking it was going to be Derek and Victoria, but now I feel like Caleb could squeeze in there. Frankie is just beasting through the competitions. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. And Jinjack wants to know, are we going to be watching Utopia? Yes, we are going to check it out. It starts tomorrow night, so I'm pretty excited to see what it's all about. Haven't decided yet if we're going to be doing recaps. The possibility is there. Let us know in the comments if you guys would want to see that. Alright, so I have a few more details for you guys on the Jeff and Jordan engagement. The house guests got to watch some Jeff and Jordan video montages. I guess it was like before the whole thing went down. And you gotta wonder, were they thinking like, wow, the seasons they were on were totally awesome and we're boring. So the house guests also served cake and champagne to Jeff and Jordan and their families, and while opening one of the champagne bottles, Derek cut his finger. He had to go get it checked out, and I don't think he needed stitches, but it's all like wrapped up and he has to keep it clean for like 4 days. So all the house guests were like, we're so special because we got to be part of this. And did you guys see the photo that Jeff tweeted in the backyard with all the family and the house guests and stuff? Frankie ruined the photo. I'm sorry, but he did. Did he have to make the face? It totally pulls the focus. It's uncalled for. It's Jeff and Jordan's special day. But anyway, Frankie and Caleb were having some issues with their relationship yesterday. They had a few tiffs. Frankie was calling out Caleb for always doing his shout outs to Joker's updates and Hamster Watch. You know how he does that? Him and Derek. But Caleb has really, he caught on to it and he's just like, Joker's updates and Hamster Watch. And he always does that. And Frankie's like, you've never even visited either of those sites once in your life. And Caleb is like, well, I'm going to go on them after the show's over, unlike you, who will be too busy on YouTube. So, homie, no buts. So then later on, Frankie brought up when Caleb tried to throw the Battle of the Block and Frankie won anyway. And Frankie's like, I'm over it, but I'm kind of annoyed that it's going to say on Wikipedia that we shared the win when you contributed nothing to it. Who cares what it says on Wikipedia? Okay, I'm getting distracted because I don't want you guys to see cat butt. It's just not a good look. So anyway, they had nominations yesterday and Frankie put up Cody and Victoria as expected, and these two don't even seem upset. What? It's the final 5. Have a little passion or like emotions. I don't know. I'd be so pissed if I was put up, but whatever. So the house guests were all working together to clean up the house last night because it's just one big happy family now. And I think, alright, so they were already planning on cleaning the house yesterday anyway, but I think they were like extra motivated after Jeff commented on how disgusting the house was and how it smelled and it was nasty. So they were all like just chatting while they were cleaning, and they're like, we're so popular because we've had so many celebrity guests. Yeah, so Big Brother even gave them a Swiffer Sweeper, which they were very excited about, and why wouldn't you be? And they were also gathering more of Christine's belongings as they went. I think they also found Donnie's overalls. I don't know if they turned those in though, because I'm sure Caleb was interested in wearing them himself. So There's been a lot of speculation in the house about the button, you know, the golden rewind button, which they pressed. So they're like, are there going to be prizes? Is it an early eviction? Is this going to affect one person or affect everyone? And you know what it means? They don't know this, but this whole week is meaningless. I guess you could say it has meaning because Frankie might be forced to like show his cards or something, I don't know, and then maybe he's gonna be dethroned. He could still win the HOH again anyway, but it should be interesting, I guess. So, where am I? Alright, so this is what's gonna happen on Wednesday's episode. The nominees are both gonna be safe. They're gonna come off the block, and they're gonna do over the whole week on Wednesday's episode. Actually, I don't know if they're going to complete the whole week. I think they are, but I don't know that for sure. And guess what? Because it's rewinding back to just after Christine was evicted, that means that Derek will not be eligible to play in this HOH competition, and Frankie will. Ouch. So, Team America got their new mission last night, and Derek told Frankie about it. They got the rodent one, so they have to keep everyone up until 6 a.m. I thought this was definitely the easier of the two, and they had to do it either last night, which they didn't, they chose, or tonight, which they did choose, and they decided, like, yeah, it'll be easier tomorrow night because the veto will be over, people will be more likely to stay up. So I'm thinking, like, Big Brother made this way too easy for them. There's no rule about when they have to start the task by, so they could, if they really wanted to, just keep everyone up and then have the first sighting at like 5 a.m. and keep everyone up until 6, and technically I guess that would work. But their plan, they want to have the first sighting around 1 a.m. when people are starting to talk about potentially going to sleep, and then they're going to do another sighting when the interest wanes. So they're excited that this mission is doable. I think it's friggin' easy. So they take it as a sign that America doesn't hate them after all. Alright, so there was lots of reminiscing last night, talking about old competitions and just fun and not so fun events in the house, good times. Cody got to shed his dinosaur costume, but did he really shed it? Because I don't think he was wearing it for the Jeff and Jordan thing, unless I missed it. He was standing behind some people in the photo, so I don't know if he was wearing it and he was trying to hide it, but I don't think he was wearing it. I guess they didn't want that in the engagement photo. So now that Cody doesn't have to wear that dinosaur hat head thing, he's like, where's my blue hat? He realizes that that blue hat that he's always wearing is missing. This is total deja vu. So just to refresh your memories, that hat actually belonged to Paula, and Paula gave it to Hayden, and then Hayden left during the double eviction, so he didn't get to pack all of his stuff, and Cody was like, I'm keeping this hat, and it doesn't belong to him. So they're all speculating like, oh, maybe Nicole took it back to the jury house for Hayden. And guess what? Victoria admitted to Derek later last night in secret that Nicole did take the hat. Ah! Good for her. So Hayden is going to be reunited with his hat. And last night they kind of had like a little sleepover thing in the fire room for a while anyway, and then they went their separate ways. They were all chatting in there, and it was kind of like a weird sex ed class thing for Victoria. And then they were talking about credit scores, and Victoria is planning on getting married next summer, even though she doesn't even have a boyfriend. But you do you, girl. Alright, so after their sleepover last night, the house guests slept in pretty late today. What's new? But you gotta think this is just perfect setup for Team America's mission tonight, because the house guests are all gonna be well rested, and then they're not gonna want to go to bed early, so it works out. Caleb, however, got up at like kind of a normal time today because he was really excited. He wanted to look awesome because he thinks that there's going to be a celebrity guest to host the Power of Veto. Why do they think that there's gonna be celebrities for like everything? It's crazy. But Caleb is just so desperate to be famous, and it's like really sad, and he keeps bringing up how he thinks it would be better in a way to win America's Favorite than to win the big prize. What? Come on. So more of Caleb saying the darndest things. He was in the kitchen with Cody and Derek, and he was like, Cody, if you win POV, are you really gonna use it on yourself? And he was like, then one of us is gonna have to go up, and that would just suck. And he was talking about him and Derek. And then I believe that Caleb and Derek are like the only ones left who haven't won a power veto. So Caleb's like, maybe you should just like throw it and let one of us win it so that we could win one. And Cody's like, if I win, I'm definitely gonna use it on myself. And I'm just thinking like, but what if Derek suggested it? I mean, maybe Cody would consider throwing it or not using it on himself. I'm not kidding. That's the kind of mist that Derek has unleashed on this house. And then Derek is like, well, we don't throw competitions, so whatever. Really? You don't throw competitions? Look, I'm B-bad. Okay, so they had the power veto competition tonight. It started a little later than usual, and everyone was competing, of course, because we're at that point in the game. So Big Brother After Dark comes on. They're all in separate rooms. It's timed competition, and it's called BB Freak Show. It's the face morph, guys. I'm so excited. I always look forward to this competition, and you gotta love watching these people talk to the cameras in separate rooms. It's worth it. I gotta give a quick little blurb about everyone they showed. So Caleb is like trying to get dates after the show. He's like doing a dating profile on Big Brother After Dark. He's talking about how much he loves America. He switches into Twitter mode cowboy, and he's like, if you love the United States of America, hashtag United States of America. Then he was talking about how the viewers at home, are you like curled up on your couch, watching your favorite show on TV with your dog on your lap? Well, he said, take your fingers out of your nose, stop digging in your nose because it's nasty. And then he was like, yeah, you might see me every once in a while like trying to get those long nose hairs, but I'm not picking my nose. Good to know. Victoria was locked in the storage room. She was like checking herself out in the mirrors. And you know, if you're in the storage room, snacks everywhere, and she was taking advantage of that. Derek, I think he was in the fire room, and he was telling everyone like it's gonna be a really exciting night with the Team America mission. So if you don't have the feeds, buy the feeds. It's gonna be awesome. We'll see. He also it sounded like he implied that he may have thrown the competition. I don't know. And then we got to see a little bit of Frankie in the HOH room. And of course, he was also all about the Twitter. And he was like, hashtag fabulous Frankie Final Four. And then he was talking about his charity work in Africa. And this is freaking ridiculous. He was like, oh, Africa was like life-changing. And those kids didn't even know who Justin Bieber or Madonna are. Really? I think they have more important things to worry about. And I have to say, it's a really good thing that Frankie is just building these schools in Africa and not planning the curriculum. Alright, so turns out Frankie won the power of veto. He's just beasting through the competitions, seriously. But guess what? It's all gonna be erased on Wednesday. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments. And until tomorrow, much love.